So for all those existing golfers out there, I want to share a piece of advice for you when it comes to you practicing, when it comes to you learning, when it comes to you getting better. I think it's really, really important that you learn to try different things. You experiment, you get a little bit out of what might be called the model or the pattern, right, or the philosophy, if you like, and you get a little bit away from that and you start to figure out what happens when you try things. It's important that you start to get an understanding of feel, how that changes the ball flight, how that changes the way maybe that your body works, the club works through impact, okay, the feedback that you're getting through your hands when you do this. There's more than one way. Don't believe for 1 second that there's only one way to do this. So experimenting is incredibly important. So what I've set up here is a little 50-yard pitch, okay? And I want to show you how we can experiment, how we can change things up a little bit, and we can see some vastly different results simply by manipulating or changing a few little items. So I'm going to hit a standard 50-yard pitch to start with, right? So nothing too special. We're just trying to get the distance to the target and the alignment. Okay. So standard little pitch, standard grip, everything. And through we go. Okay, so that's landed 50, so that's pretty good. Now, good player can do that in 25 different ways, okay? What I want to do is see if I can firstly change the way that ball is reacting when it hits the green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my left hand. I'm actually going to weaken it, which is not common for me. I'm normally a little bit neutral strong, and I want to weaken that left hand, so I'm going to place it through the palm. So here we are experimenting with our grip to see what's going to happen when I go and hit the same shot with a different grip. Straight away I feel like the club slid under the ball. Straight away I felt like the bounce of the club sold out better. I didn't dig in. I didn't get too sort of sharp that way. I've used this a lot better. It flew higher, it flew softer. It actually spun another 1,000. It went a little bit longer, but the feeling of that was actually really, really nice. So what's going to happen if I go for a really strong grip? Okay, so now I'm going to position it down on the fingers, turn the left hand right over, the right hand matches that. Okay, so if we hit one with a very, very strong grip, the feeling straight away, quite strange, right? I know what's going to happen. Straight away it comes out so much lower, right? It feels like it's going to hook on me to the left. So spin-wise, nowhere near as much spin. It's about 3,000 revolutions lower, so the reaction's a bit different. But here's the thing, and this is why I want you to do this, is I just showed you 3 different shots. I have a shot where I can get to a pin that's in a very tight position where there might not be a lot of green and I can stop it because it spins, and that would be using that weaker grip. I have a shot where it might be sitting up on a ledge and I need that ball to chase back there. So using that stronger grip and maybe putting it back in my stance will encourage that ball not to spin too much, but to skip up that slope and get nearer to that pin. And then I have my standard shot, which is probably more useful around the center of the green. So experiment as much as you like. Change up with ball position, change up with grip position. As you get better, try a different path. We'll deal with that at a later date, but changing path changes everything as well. But it's incredibly important if you're going to lift your skill level, you've got to experiment. You've got to try a lot of different things and figure out what's going to work for you.